in the nightmare, Alice's terrifying journey through Wonderland.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a girl named Alice who stumbled upon a rabbit hole that led her into a wonderland full of strange creatures and mystical wonders. Little did she know that the wonderland she thought was a magical escape was actually a place of nightmares and terror. As Alice made her way through the wonderland, she encountered the Cheshire Cat, who grinned ominously at her and whispered, "Welcome to my world, Alice. Here, things are not always as they seem." Alice ignored the cat's warning and continued her journey. As she wandered through the wonderland, she came across a tea party hosted by the Mad Hatter and the March Hare. They invited her to join them for tea and cake, but as soon as Alice took a bite of the cake, she felt a strange sensation wash over her. The room started to spin, and Alice felt herself falling into a deep, dark hole. When she came to, Alice found herself in a strange room with a small door. As she approached the door, she realized that it was locked. Panic set in as Alice realized that she was trapped in this strange room with no way out. Suddenly, she heard a voice whispering to her from behind the door. "Alice, my dear Alice, you've fallen right into my trap. Welcome to my twisted wonderland." Alice tried to open the door, but it was no use. She was trapped in this room with no escape. As she sat there, wondering how she would ever get out, she heard strange noises coming from outside the door. The sound of footsteps grew louder and louder, and Alice could hear breathing that sounded like it came from a monster. Suddenly, the door creaked open, and Alice saw a figure emerge from the darkness. It was the Jabberwocky, a terrifying creature with razor-sharp teeth and glowing eyes. Alice froze in terror as the Jabberwocky approached her, its massive jaws opening wide. Just when Alice thought it was all over, she heard a familiar voice calling out to her. It was the White Rabbit, and he had come to rescue her. With his help, Alice was able to escape from the room and make her way back into the wonderland. But things were not the same as before. The creatures she had once thought were friendly now seemed sinister and malevolent. The Cheshire Cat's grin seemed more like a sneer, and the Mad Hatter's smile seemed to hide a dark secret. Alice realized that she had been trapped in a nightmare, and she didn't know how to get out. As she wandered through the wonderland, trying to find her way home, she encountered a new creature. It was the Red Queen, and she was the most terrifying of all. Her eyes blazed with a cruel fire, and her voice was cold and menacing. "Welcome to my kingdom, Alice," she sneered. "You will never leave." And so, Alice spent the rest of her days as a prisoner of the Red Queen, trapped in a nightmare that she could never escape. The wonderland that she had once thought was magical had turned into a place of horror and terror, and there was no way out.
Do you want to continue this story? Write in the comments.